Господа, вашему вниманию представляю бой Дэниеля Дюбуа против Джойс. Вопреки всем ожиданиям, мнению экспертов и букмекеров, Джойс сумел взять победу. Молодец, отличная работа.
Will Dubois do as many people predict and just go in there looking for the big early punch, or will it be more of a chess match?
Well, Joyce has got the slight advantage in terms of reach, a couple of inches more than Dubois, but Dubois seems to have a better jab. I think that's the general view of most people, that Dubois' jab is very good indeed, it's accurate. But what will Joyce do here? Will he just keep coming forward, or will he tend to box at range and try and out-jab Dubois? Interesting stuff.
Wouldn't be a surprise if they just take a look at each other in these early seconds. Dubois, the Olympic silver medalist. Sorry, Joyce, the Olympic silver medalist. Dubois, the man who has learnt it all as a professional. And trying to impose himself maybe physically in this second round.
Yeah, his corner have said, haven't they? Most certainly to get closer to Joyce and put him under a little bit of pressure. That's what they've told Daniel Dubois there. It's a faster start to the round for Dubois.
He was certainly very respectful with his approach in the opening 3 minutes. And Joyce's tactics were able to give him the edge. That's a good right hand from Dubois.
Yeah, maybe he's showing a few nerves as well in that opening round, Daniel Dubois. He's certainly, whatever they've said to him in the corner, he's responded well here. He's upped the work rate a little bit, and he's getting to Joyce a little bit now. How will Joyce react? First real good shot on Joyce there.
Referee hadn't said break, and Joyce trying to tie him up, and Dubois was in his right to land big shots when they appeared to be clinching. And now these are the first dangerous moments for Joyce.
Yeah, good right hand from Daniel Dubois. Found his range with it. It's when he just takes his foot off the gas and allows then Joyce to come back with those jabs, those peppering jabs. That he may have a few problems, but a good round up to now for Daniel Dubois.
Rich has got it at this point as we move into the third. Fireworks are going to come, you can be sure. There's a good right hand from Dubois. He's looking for him now, and another. And Joyce is having to cover up. He's caught by a left hand to the head as well, and the power shots are starting to come in here from Dubois. Martin Bowers said the biggest of oak trees will come if you keep peppering it with chopping blows, and that is what Dubois has been able to do.
Yeah, tremendous stuff, but now he needs a little bit of a rest, so he's exerted a lot of energy there, has Dubois, and he hasn't chopped the tree down, so to speak. Joyce is still there, so it was a little bit of a gamble, but yes, he went for it there. A couple of big shots.
Good jab from Joyce that time. Fascinating fight, and whoever you fancy, you're still going to be thinking your man has got a great chance. Perceived wisdom was that the further this fight went, the more you'd fancy Joyce.
Yeah, I think Dubois has got to move his head just a little bit more. There's reddening on his face. Those are the jabs from Joyce.
That was coming in the first round.
Yeah, but it's the straight 1-2 from Dubois that's causing the big problems. Clawing it back a bit with those jabs.
And he's not called Juggernaut for no reason. He's a big man who just keeps on coming. Dubois telegraphing that right hand a little, and that's a better jab from Dubois. Needs more of those. That ramrod left lead he thought was going to be a big weapon to his advantage. He's not really made it tell, apart from at moments in that second round.
No, he's got a great jab, has Dubois, but it's Joyce that's producing the jabs. To be quite honest, it's the right-hand counters and the right hand in the attacks with the 1-2 from Dubois. Dubois had his best punches.
Dubois had that flurry at the beginning of this third round, but Joyce has been stronger. But now a couple of decent headshots from Dubois, with the clock ticking down to end this third round.
the end of the round. That was a little bit low from Dubois. There's that left hook. It was a good attack from Dubois. It was early on in the round. He really went for it, but Joyce come through it. And then he peppered him with the jab. So that's why he's over 5. Then the tide will turn for Joyce.
Only just off target with that right uppercut, Dubois. The power is in that right hand of Daniel Dubois, Triple D. That time it was blocked by Joyce, but the left thudded into the solar plexus. That's good from Joyce, doubling up on that left-hand lead, and a bit more head movement than they sometimes associate him with. But it's being taken away from him right now by Joyce. Good accuracy from range from the big man from Putney. Plenty of support for both men in this arena here, set in the historic church house in Westminster. And you can really hear the power of the punches as well as they thud home. Big night for Ian John Lewis, the referee.
Yeah, and another close round this is, John. It really is. Dubois seems to be doing well with the 1-2s when he's throwing them, but again, Joyce just picking up the points. See, that one missed there, but he's picking up the points, Joyce, with these.
By the overhand right.
Yeah, and his eye, it's not closing, but there's a little bit of swelling on that left eye of Dubois. John, he's starting to find that right hand again now. I think he's timing that shot better, especially when Joyce is throwing the jab.
Jimmy Tibbs acting as the cutsman in that corner, vastly experienced. That's in the Joyce corner, and of course we've got Martin Bowers in Daniel Dubois' corner, and it's there that the greatest damage is having to be dealt with.
I think Dubois starting to use his jab better now, John. He's trying to just time it and make Joyce just fall short with his jab and then come back with fast counters, but he's certainly doing more work with the lead hand now, Dubois, and that should set up that right hand.
Lovely fast left hand lead from Dubois, and this now has the makings of a very good fight indeed. A long way still to go. Dubois having to dig deep after Joyce has had the advantage in the early exchanges of this fight, and that is not how many people thought it was going to be.
No, you're right there, John, but there, good work again from Daniel Dubois. He's being more accurate now with his jab. Both are feeling the pace a little bit.
He's really having to dig in here and bite on his gum shield, Dubois. More anxious times in these first 4 rounds than in the whole of his career. The Joyce camp were saying that this fight had come too soon for Daniel Dubois. He should have had a Bryant Jennings or somebody of that sort before going to fight somebody of Joe Joyce's stature. That's better from Dubois.
Yeah, he's having a better round here. Dubois is beating Joe Joyce to the punch. On a lot of occasions, cracking right hand there from Dubois.
And testing Joe Joyce's chin. This is a really good round it's turning into for Dubois after a very shaky 4th. And Dubois just wanting to tie him up. And Daniel Dubois, you can see that swelling of the left eye, but he's had it. Key moments in the fight, Richie. Who's going to establish dominance now? Dubois put a lot into that last round.
Yes, he did, and again, he's starting this round very positively on that front foot and trying to land that right hand over the top.
I love that line from Martin Bowers in that corner when he said, "This is the fight game," right?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, Martin Bowers very experienced, so he's just reminding Daniel Dubois that this is it. It's
Good little right-hand counter inside from Joyce there in that exchange. Joyce is using that long reach well. He's got a 2-inch reach advantage and he's making it count.
Daniel Dubois again, when he lands that right hand, John, just dips his head, just slips to the left with his head and then whips that right hand over. That's a good shot again from Dubois. Comes through it, and you see Daniel, he's exerted a lot of energy again. Will this build up, John, where, you know, he's going to tire himself out? He goes for it, he lands big shots, but he doesn't get the job finished.
Well, he was told to go out there and produce a big round. It was needed, and when he lands those shots, the opponents he's had so far in his career have usually crumbled. Not Joe Joyce. Another good combination from Dubois, who's really producing something here. It's a tremendous effort from the champion.
Looking for that right hand again. Joyce has got to keep moving round to his right, away from that right hand of Dubois. Dubois tends to move to his left and slips to the left and then whips the right hand over. Joyce has got to move away from it, John. Got to keep going around to his right.
Tell you what though, Richie, it's reaching the point here. Well, Daniel Dubois' vision is surely beginning to be affected by that swollen left eye.
Yeah, he's producing the better shot, the quality work. The eye-catching stuff is from Dubois. But in between that volume, little jabs here and there, poking in his face from Joyce. And as I say that, Dubois lands a cracking jab.
It's still open for both men, and that's a good combination from Joyce this time. Right hand finding the target towards that damaged left eye. And the vacant European titles at stake. Somehow it feels like more than that's at stake.
Yeah, it's a proper British Commonwealth European title fight. I remember being brought up on them as a kid, watching the Wednesday night sports nights, Harry Carpenter days, these type of contests.
Ian John Lewis not happy at some of the work that Daniel Dubois was producing there. Dubois jabbing so much more effectively than he was early on.
Yeah, he's having to really work, isn't he now, Dubois? Just to keep Joe Joyce off balance, if anything.
Younger man by 12 years, Daniel Dubois.
Nice little shot, sharp, short right hand from Joe Joyce there.
Fireworks from either side could still be decisive. Is the fight? Who knows? It might be that it is absolutely dead level at this point. Joyce still up on his toes and still looking as though he's got plenty in the tank. Good jab.
Well, I said in the pre-fight program that we did yesterday that if Joyce is going to win this contest, he's got to do things differently. He's got to revert back to that in and out stuff, and that's what he's done tonight. He's boxed quite clever, I think, Joyce, on the outside. Most people thought he was just going to march forward, but you know, he hasn't won an Olympic silver medal for nothing. He has got a good boxing brain, and he's used it tonight. He's boxing at distance, and yes, I think Dubois is still very dangerous. But he's done what his opponent didn't think he was going to do. He stayed at range.
Good jabs by Joyce. Boxing well here in this 9th round. The Olympic silver medalist, who to many people's eyes who watched that Olympic final in Rio, he was very unlucky not to come away with the gold.
Yeah, absolutely. I commentated on it. Desperately unlucky.
Is it going to be his night? Dubois has given an awful lot. You can see just looking at the two men who has taken the more damaging shots.
Pace has just slowed a little bit in this round. That's probably suiting Dubois, if anything. I think Joe Joyce
for the full 3 minutes of the round, right the way up to the bell and finishing strongly, and Dubois absorbing some punishing.
I think Dubois has got to work a little bit harder, John. Yes, there are flashes of what he can do, and we all know that the power he's got, but he's probably not working hard enough, and he's just being outworked a little bit.
And it could be that it's all over right here. He's had enough, he doesn't want any more. And Joe Joyce, by stoppage, is the new British, Commonwealth and European champion. We asked whether that damaged left eye was going to be a decisive factor for Daniel Dubois, and so it proved. Joe Joyce, with the accuracy of the left-hand lead, has bossed this fight in the closing stages. After round 6, he came on strong, and Joyce is the man who has those big opportunities, maybe next year.
Unbelievable. I can't believe what I've just witnessed there. The way he went down, obviously, I think it was from a shot where it just, look at his eye. His eyes completely closed.